What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. Very happy to be back. I got one of my favorite players in San Diego in here, man. My guy, Gelo Gil. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Feels good to be here, bro.
Absolutely, man. I've been wanting to have you on here for a long time. I finally got you here. I've been, like I said, you're one of my favorite players. I've been following you pretty closely since I want to say your sophomore year. If I'm not mistaken, your sophomore year. And I've wanted to have you on the show for a while, and I think this is the perfect time to have you here, man. A lot of big things going on with you. Having a nice, fun, and exciting summer, too, actually. So just what's been going on with you, bro?
Just a lot of putting in work throughout the summer. All these AAU tournaments, going out here playing on the circuit, playing against guys, trying to go out with a bang for my last AAU summer, just making a run for whatever I could do, trying to get these scholarships, just trying to do whatever I can to get to the next level.
Hey, how do you feel about your AAU basketball coming to an end?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It's like a surreal feeling, you know what I mean? Playing we've been playing AAU since I want to say I started taking it seriously in like 6th grade, 7th grade. So for it to come to an end, it's like a bittersweet feeling, feeling that I'm bitter that it's over, but sweet that I'm going to be going to college and playing and advance to the next level,
Speaking of college, were you able to generate much interest this summer?
Yeah, a lot of interest was generated. I haven't got anybody to bite on the offer, but I'm hoping that this season, with all the competition we play and everybody that we'll be facing, I'll go out there and make a name for myself and prove everybody that I could play at the D1 level, hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So you say you started taking basketball seriously in the 6th grade?
Yeah, I want to say 6th grade is when I started to focus mainly just on basketball. I played baseball and basketball pretty much my whole life. Those are my two main sports. And in 6th grade, I focused more just on basketball. And in 7th grade, I took it serious because Coach Ray, Coach Raymond Williams, Coach Ray is the one who got me into basketball, started training me, and from there I just never really looked back, taking basketball serious.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know why I felt like you were a football player, too. I think it's just maybe the way you play basketball and the way you play defense. I kind of just always pegged you like, I think Jello would be good at football, but you've never played any football?
Nah, I've always wanted to play, though, but it's always like my mom's a mama bear, man, so she don't want me to go out there and get hurt.
I hear you.
So,
I hear you.
Yeah.
Especially when you're such a standout in another sport. It's like, why even take the chance?
For sure.
What I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What when you first started playing travel, what team were you with?
The first team I played for, I want to say Primetime Bowlers. That's actually where I met Mikey, my teammate down at San Ysidro. Now we met playing on Primetime Bowlers. They had a squad back then. It was Abdul was on that team. Elijah, who lives in Texas now, was on that team. Yeah, Primetime Bowlers based out of like Spring Valley area. That's where my first AAU team.
So you're born and raised from San Diego. You've always been here.
Yeah, I've been here my whole life.
Oh, okay. And you started your high school career at Mission Bay, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Freshman year.
Right, freshman year at Mission Bay. Were you on varsity as a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Didn't play much, but I remember being there filming Boogie and also just miking up Coach Marshawn. I remember seeing you in the locker room all the time.
Yeah.
And you always like real, for me anyway, you always it's always different with people that know you more personally. But for me, you seem like a pretty quiet kid. So for me, excuse me, to watch you kind of mature from a quiet freshman on a really, really good varsity team to watch you like mature into the best player and the leader of the team is really, really interesting and impressive to watch, bro, for sure.
I give a lot of credit to that to Marshawn. Like you said, coming in my freshman year, I was a more quiet kid. You know what I mean? On the basketball court, I hadn't really learned how to be vocal out there, and Marshawn is the one who brought that out of me and told me, as a point guard, I got to be out there. I got to be able to be vocal with my teammates, be able to communicate, and he's the one who really got that and instilled that in me. So I give a lot of credit to him for that.
Absolutely. Well, he did a really good job because you're someone that, whether I'm talking to Aaron Full-Time Hoops or anybody just around San Diego, one of the first things, other than that you're an outstanding basketball player, one of the first things that comes up is your leadership and what a leader you are.
For sure.
So, shout out to Marshawn because you said that came from him.
Definitely.
How was it, first of all, you always run a good team at Mission Bay.
Yeah.
Always run a good team. Kind of speak to, while we're talking about Marshawn, the job that he does to develop his young talent, because year after year you kind of think like, I don't know how good Mission Bay is going to be, and they're always good. So just kind of speak to the job that he does just developing the young talent.
A lot of people, man, Marshawn to me is one of the hands down hardest working coaches, if not the hardest working coach in San Diego. He's at everything we do, whether it be 6 a.m. workouts, whether it be practices. he sacrifices the time that he has. He's there for everything that we do, pushing us. A lot of people really only see the yelling and screaming in games, but what they don't understand is Marshawn's just really passionate, and he has like a certain high expectation for all of us. So that, not yelling and screaming, but that like raising his voice and just being intense, that's how like his form of love for us is shown, you know what I mean? Just trying to get us and push us to be the best players we can. But Marshawn's definitely been one of the best at developing kids out here in San Diego. He's got numerous kids in D1 schools, and he's probably going to continue to do it throughout the years.
Absolutely. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. I'm glad that you said that, man, because I was going to say Marshawn's a friend. I don't know if we're friends, but we definitely have a really, really good relationship. Yeah. And I love that you said that, because I've been at games and you'll see like people that don't know him or that maybe have never seen him coach too much, they'll seem like, yo, this dude is,
sure.
like, I don't know, it almost seems like he don't like y'all or like the kids that he's coaching. But obviously, like for me, somebody that, I've done Day in the Life, it never came out because I lost my footage, but I did a Day in the Life series with him. I've mic'd him up for a few games, and I've spent some time around him and his players and his program. Obviously, you're going to know that a coach that consistently has teams that are good, he cares. Yeah. But just to me personally, to be there and to see it up close, he absolutely cares. He absolutely cares. What were some of the things that you learned being a young player playing on the same team as Boogie Ellis?
Actually, I was there the year after.
Really?
Yeah. When I saw you in the locker room.
You know what? I mic'd up Marshawn. That's right.
I would be in the locker room because I had been planning to go there since 8th grade year. So I would be in the games and just listening to everything. But even really being in the locker room and everything and going to some practices, you learn a lot. Boogie is like the first real leader that I saw and who really inspired me, him and Marshawn, to like really be out there and be vocal. Like, one thing that Boog did really well is he held his teammates accountable, but on top of that, he wasn't afraid to like admit what he did wrong and say, oh, that's my bad, I need to do this in order for us to do this, right? So just being around there and being around the practices and seeing the work ethic that Boogie had, that's really what instilled a lot in me too. He was pretty much one of my role models. We weren't too close, but I saw a lot of the stuff that he did, and that just made me, it put it in the back of my mind, okay, this is how hard I got to work to be where I want to be and get the things that he had. Absolutely. Now,
your sophomore year at Mission Bay, you guys had a really, really good team. A really good core, I want to say, of like 4 to 5, maybe even 6 guys. But a nice core of like 4 guys for sure, though.
Definitely.
And then the Gonzalez boys transfer and leave. What was did you know before they left that they were leaving? And what was going through your mind when you found out that they were transferring?
To be honest, I didn't. The transfer was kind of out of the blue. It wasn't really like something that we were expecting. Those are my brothers. They felt what they did what they felt was best for them at the moment. So it was nothing but love for them. But I felt that if they would have stayed, for sure, that we would have made some noise that junior year coming in. So it was hard letting them go. But just like I said, playing for Marshawn isn't for everybody. He's a tough coach, and yeah.
Nice. Now, I had you guys winning the Open before they transferred.
Yeah.
I had you guys winning the Open for sure. Now they leave, and let me not say that. Now they leave, and you're kind of like the main guy that was there from the year before.
Yeah.
What are some of the things, like, did you have to rally these guys after two starters leave, or like what was kind of that conversation? You being the best player and the leader of the team, what was some of the conversation you had with your teammates after the Gonzalez boys left?
So once they left, we were actually in the middle of summer workouts. And once we heard the news that they moved schools, Marshawn pulled me to the side, just me and Marshawn. He told me that he wanted to have a talk with the guys, and he told me first initially that he was confident that we could still go out there and make noise and that he didn't want me to lose faith. So after that talk with Marshawn, that's when he kind of pumped me up to go and talk to my guys, and then we sat down one morning. And pretty much me and Marshawn just talked to the guys. We said, look, Kenny and KJ, or Kenny and Chris are gone, but that doesn't change the way that we're going to play. It doesn't change the goals that we have. So we pretty much just told everybody that we're going to put our heads down, work hard. Everybody's going to count us out like per usual. And we're just going to go out there and make noise and prove everybody wrong.
Absolutely. And you guys did that too. You guys definitely had a successful season. And now, speaking of people transferring, now it's your turn. Now you're the one that's leaving Mission Bay. Just kind of talk about, if you don't mind me asking here on the show, just kind of talk about your reason for leaving, kind of like what you expect coming into this next season.
I've been hearing a lot of things. You know, when I first transferred, a lot of people said that I left because of Marshawn, and obviously that wasn't the case. I got nothing but love for Marshawn. He's one of my biggest mentors. The only reason I left Mission Bay to come to San Ysidro was the opportunity, being on the stage that we're going to be on, playing national games, having coaches come to the game. You have one of the top 10 players in 2023, Mikey, being there and playing with them. It's going to draw a lot of attention. So really I was just here to play out here on a level that I haven't proven myself on and that I want to be known for playing against in that competition and seeing that I could be successful there.
I hear you. Does anything about the platform that you're going to be playing on soon, does anything about it make you nervous, or are you more just ready to get it going?
I wouldn't say nervous. I'm ready to get it going for sure. It's an opportunity. That's how I look at it. You know, if you're nervous, it's normal, but I know all the work that we put in and everything, the hours that we do and everything that we do as a team, we'll be prepared by then, and I'll be prepared for sure. I'm going to keep my head down, keep working. I wouldn't say nerves. It's just more excitement than anything to get out there and play on the national stage this year.
I hear you. That's something that a lot of kids dream about, being able to play on like I don't want to say a circuit like that, but a platform like that, playing against national talent. Do you have? I'm sure the official entire schedule hasn't come out yet, but of the games that you know, anything on your calendar circled? Anything in particular, or are you just ready to get the season going?
Open Division State Champs, Corona Centennial. That's one of our, I believe, within the first 5 games of the season, we'll be playing against Centennial at home. And, you know, them being the Open Division State Champs, is obviously everybody's got them circled on their calendar, but we strongly believe that we could come out there and one of their first few losses in SoCal that they haven't had in a while. So we're looking forward to that game. We have a lot of games circled on our schedule. We got Bishop Gorman coming down to San Diego, which is a good one. Perry from Arizona. Just a lot of high-level talent that we'll be looking forward to playing this year.
I hear you. That's dope. I'm excited for you. I can't wait for the year to get started. Have you spoke much to? Of course, you've spoken to him. He's your coach. But have you had many conversations with Coach Tucker about like what your role, like specifically what your role in the team is going to be?
Yeah, me and Coach Tucker have talked a lot. He wants me to. Tucker is a really passionate coach as well, and he's really good at getting his players to understand their role and buy into their role. And he's basically saying that he wants all of us to be out there and play hard per usual, you know what I mean? And my role to be a leader, of course, be a leader on the floor, go out there, score, set up my teammates, and just do whatever we need to do to win.
Now, this question actually just popped into my head. With you playing on the team with a player like Mikey, who's nationally ranked and who's going to be the best player on the team, with you being a leader and a strong vocal leader, have you had or do you think you'll have any reservations about leading him or maybe checking him when he steps out of line, or just kind of being a leader to him? Have you thought about that at all?
I put some thought into it. You know, Mikey's actually a really humble dude. A lot of people don't see it, but Mikey's actually a really humble guy. So during the season I know that I'll be able to pull him to the side. Hey, Mike, like, you should have been there. Or, hey, Mike, you missed this. And I know that he can do the same to me. And then we plan to build that chemistry around each other to where everybody's able to constructive criticism with each other and nobody takes it personal type, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we're looking to just build that chemistry and be able to, everybody talks to everybody, and not so much the coach having to get on us, but the players getting on each other.
I hear you. How is it? I didn't know until recently that San Ysidro was a year-round school. How you like it going to a year-round school?
It's different, man. I'm used to having those 2-3 months for summer, you know what I mean? A little bit more time, but I miss being in school. I did online school for the last few years of junior year, so
okay.
I'm just looking to enjoy this senior year, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Have you of course you're still waiting for colleges more or less to bite.
Yeah.
But have you thought much about location or anything like that, or is just whoever's offering, is that where you're gonna go?
It's a little bit of both. Whoever's offering, but I prefer to stay West Coast because of my family and my mom and my little sister, who's only 3. I want to be around, you know, as she's growing up, because there's like some core year ages for her. So I plan to stay close, hopefully.
I hear you. Like most people. Well, not most people. Like some people would, I guess I should say. Who are some of your favorite players? College, pro, doesn't matter. Who are some of your favorite players, and who do you, let me ask you that first. Who are some of your favorite players?
Collegiate or?
Let's go both. College players and NBA players.
Collegiate, I'd say two of the players that I watched most were Boogie. Man, that's a tough one. I'd probably just say Boogie. Boogie's the one who I studied the most and seeing his game and the way he picks and gets to his spots. Boogie was it. And NBA wise, I watch a lot of CJ McCollum. I like to watch his game because he's not so much. He's not the super athletic guard like a Russell Westbrook, but he's a really crafty guard, smart dude who gets to his spots and creates for his teammates. Is like a really unique player to me. Mm-hmm. So watching a lot of CJ McCollum, I like to learn and pick certain things from his game that I think I can implement in my game.
He's not. Damian Lillard is actually my favorite player.
Yeah.
But obviously he didn't be my favorite. And obviously Damian being my favorite player, CJ being his close teammate for I want to say 7 years. I watched a lot of CJ. He has such a beautiful game, bro. He's like not as Kyrie's is untouchable, but I liken him to Kyrie. He just has one of those just a beautiful game to watch, bro. It's very little wasted motion. Everything is super smooth and fluid. All the time. I love watching CJ McCollum play. Who have you patented your game after CJ McCollum, or if not, who have you kind of patented your game after? If anyone.
Yeah, if I'd say anybody between probably CJ McCollum. That's who I watched since I was in. I want to say the 8th grade is when I became not so much a Trailblazer fan, but just a Portland fan because of Damian and CJ McCollum. So I've been watching film over him for a while and just trying to study his moves and the way he gets to his spots and the reads that he makes. That's who I'd say I pretty much modeled my game after, or tried to.
I hear you. Now it's kind of off the court. What are some of the things that you do off the court to kind of to unwind and kind of take your mind off basketball, or even if it's not to take your mind off basketball? Yeah. What are some of your hobbies and just things that you're into off the court?
Truthfully, I just spend a lot of time with my friends. We'll go do whatever. We'll go to the beach. It's not much we do, but besides basketball, go to some open runs, and that's really our way of bonding and getting together. Just going to the beach.
So all your friends are hoopers then?
Yeah, all
nice.
My friends. Some of them don't take it
as seriously as you do.
But everybody that are my friends like to play basketball. And we'll go to some open runs, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's just basketball year round, and then little stuff here on the weekends like fair, movies, dinner with mom and dad, stuff like that.
I hear you. Yeah. Do you ever miss baseball at all? Say you played it as a kid.
That's a tough one because I loved it when I was a kid. I did, but now that I got older and got so much into basketball, and basketball being such a fast-paced game, and then you go to baseball, and baseball is a really slowed down game. I don't really miss it too much. I can't.
I hear you.
I'll watch it sometimes, but
I hear you.
It's not one of my favorites.
I feel you. I tell people all the time, man, and baseball is a sport where you make the most money, but just athletes who grew up playing basketball and football, it's just too slow of a game. And then also you can't a lot of, again, when you play basketball and football, you're used to being able to show off your athleticism. And I don't want to say just perform. You want to show that you can run and you want to show that you can jump. And in baseball, you just don't get to do that unless you play in the outfield. And even then, it's every now and again. You know what I mean? It's just slow of a game. I love if I'm at the stadium, I'll go to Petco and watch any game. I'll be there. But as far as watching it on TV or buying the ticket, I'll probably never do that. But I was more of a football player growing up. Basketball was more secondary just because I was better at football.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I became more of a basketball player. And I was actually talking to my little brother who was supposed to play Division I football. He was like, "Bro, do you ever miss football?" And I was like, "Nah, not really. I never really." And I think it's because I dove so hard into basketball. You know what I'm saying? You almost don't think about the other stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I think that was all I have for you, bro. I'm glad you came in, man. It was a good conversation. Glad I got to catch up with you. Pick your brain about a couple things I was curious about since you're transferring and everything, man. I thank you for coming in, bro. And sorry I was running a little late for you. I apologize, man.
It's all good, man. Appreciate you having me.
Oh, my pleasure. My guy, Gelo Gil. It's been another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Until next time, take care.